Routing. So what is routing? Routing defines the way in which client requests are handled by the application endpoints. The two ways to implement routing in Node.js. First is by using a framework, and second one is without using a framework. Node.js has many frameworks to help you to get your server up and running, but we're going to focus Express.js for now. So routing with Express and Node. Let's switch back to the code, and you'll come back to the slides in just a moment. So routing definition takes the following structure. We have the application instance. In this case, it's the Express application, and the method, as well as the first parameter is the path and the second parameter is the handler. So method is an HTTP request method that is supposed to be defined in a lowercase. So if you remember what HTTP methods are, we spoke about this a few sessions back. Some of the examples are get, post, put, update, and delete. Path is the path on the server, and handler is the function executed when the route is matched. So let's look at the following code here. It's our hello world code that we wrote a few moments ago. I just picked this specific aspect to explain the routing. So in here we are following the same structure. We have the app, that is the instance of the Express. Then we have the HTTP method, in which our case it's get, because since we want to get information from the server. Then we have the path, that is the root path, that is the root of the application. And the next one is the handler function. So this is the callback function that we have written. So in this case, what we are doing is, once we get the request and response, we're handling that, and we are just sending in the response as hello world. We can create a post request on the root router as well. So here is a small example of that. It's similar to what we have typed in here, but in this case, instead of requesting for the HTTP get, we are requesting for the HTTP post, in which we can send additional information to the back of the server. So post is usually used when you want to send something to the server. So in this case, once we make a request, the response will be got a post request. Okay. These routing methods specify a callback function. This is also an handler function when the application receives the request to the specified route, and HTTP method. So in other words, the application listens for the request that match the specified routes and methods. When it detects a match, it calls a specific callback function. So we can keep the callback function separate, and we can just we can define the callback function separately, and we can just call them here. That is also perfectly valid. In fact, the routing method can have more than one callback function, such as arguments. With multiple callback functions, it is important to provide the next as an argument to the callback, and then call the next function within the body of a function and hand off the control to the next callback. So in order to do that, let's quickly look at the code. So I'm going to just comment this out, the whole thing out. And I'm going to type in new code here. So if you remember, we defined the Express application. So let's first get Express involved. So we'll say var Express. We'll create an instance of Express application. I'll say var app equals Express. Now we will define the get method, so I'll just type in a comment so that we know what we're doing here. I'll say app.get. We'll have the root, and we will have the callback function. So this is request response. Alright, so we don't need this. Okay, great. and I'm going to just send in a response. Alright, that's fine. Alright, I'm going to type in the post method as well, so I'm just going to copy this to save some time, and instead of get we are going to say post, and here we're going to say post. We'll say post request received for the home page. Okay, there's one other way you can incorporate all of the HTTP methods, which we didn't discuss, but I'm going to show you here, is the app.all. So in here the server can accept all of the requests on this specific endpoint. So we have to guard this kind of endpoint. It's not safe. So let me just say let's say secret response, and I will say console.log accessing the secret section. Alright, and I'll just say app.listen, and we'll listen on port 3000. Alright, perfect. Let me see if I have everything in place. Okay, so I think it looks fine. Let me just go ahead and run this. Alright, let me switch back to the Postman. Alright, in here we have the get. Okay, let me make sure I'm not sending anything. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we got a response back. It says get request received for the home page. That's what we had typed in. Now let's work with the post. So instead of get, I'm going to say post, and it says post request received for the home page. So this is expected behavior. That's what we expect. Now in here we are listening for all of the methods. So I'm going to say all methods, and if you notice here the endpoint is secret. Okay, so I'm just going to say secret, and I'm going to send it. Okay, I got an error. Let me see what the error is. Oh, okay, I logged it. I did not send it, so that's good. Let me send a response as well. I made changes to the code, so I'm going to stop this application server and start it again. And I'm going to send. Alright, it says you're accessing the secret section. Now it can take all of the requests, all of the HTTP methods. So we can access the secret on the secret route, root secret route, and we are accessing it on all of the HTTP methods. So if I say put, I can access it. If I say patch, I can access it. If I say delete, I can access it. Alright, so that's routing. I think we have completed the routing section, so let's move on to the slides.